In my hunger for more time to operate portable, I'm always on the lookout for new ways to save time. On more than 90% of all my portable operations, I use the Chinese ground plane vertical antenna, as it is easy to carry, reliable and quick to set up. It's therefore also my go-to antenna for POTA Rovers. The only little thing slowing me down is to stretch out my radials. The radials supplied with this antenna is easily tangled and messy, and it may take a while to untangle and stretch them out. So I identified this as a point to improve to save me both time and frustration. My solution is the ham radio passion Radial spool. A spool that sits mounted to the base of the antenna, so all you have to do is put down the antenna, remove the spool clip, pull out the radials and spread them out like you please. All done in a matter of seconds. And when you are done operating for the day, you may wind them back up in a matter of seconds. So what are you waiting for? Let's build it. You need 3D printed parts, 2 spool sides, a wheel knob and a spool clip. An electric drill motor brush, 1 set of your favorite connectors, 2 10 cm wire, 1 angle bracket, 2 M3 25mm screws, 1 M3 35mm screw, 4 M3 nuts, 1 30 x 6mm shaft with a M4 screw, 1 M6 washer, 1 M4 washer, 1 M4 lock nut, and wire for your radials. I designed this spool to fit the Chinese red quarter wave ground plane antenna. The spool is going to connect by putting the spike thread through the angle bracket, so we need to enlarge one of the holes. The steel is hard to drill, so use plenty of oil and a good set of drill bits. I first drill with a 8mm drill bit and then shift over to the final 10mm drill bit. Use a file to remove any sharp edges on the hole. Then clean with some alcohol to get all the oils off the bracket. And while you're at it, also use some alcohol to remove any oils left from manufacturing on the shaft. We need to be able to make a good contact here. Now take the motor brush and we need to remove the metal and bearing. You may just toss it in the trash. We now need to bend the brush connectors flat out to the sides. Then solder the 2 pieces of wire to either sides of the brush. Collect both wires together and attach the connector. Now place the brush assembly into one of the spool sides and sandwich the pieces together. Use the 2 M3 25mm screws and 2 nuts to screw the pieces together. Place one of the M3 nuts into the knob. It's easier if you use a screw to guide it in place. Now put the 35mm screw through the last hole and fasten it with a nut before you also screw the knob onto the end. Now we're going to add the shaft. It's important that you put the shaft in from the side of the knob. The brushes will block the hole somewhat, but using a tiny tool you may be able to push them aside while you guide the shaft through the hole. In hindsight, it may be better to add the shaft before you sandwich the spool pieces together. Now add the M6 washer, the bracket, the M4 washer and then the M4 lock nut. I like to measure the resistance through the spool to make sure everything is in order. Looking great. And the spool is done. You may attach it to the antenna by putting the ground spike threads through the bracket before you screw it into the red base. The spool was designed with this antenna in mind, but it may fit a variety of antennas using radials. For the radials, I like to use this 26 gauge soft silicone wire that does not hold memory and does not tangle so easily. I cut 4 5-meter radials that are gathered together and connect to the last connector, and it now fits the spool. Then it's just to wind it all up, add the spool clip and head outside. So the plans and parts are in the description, so please build it and let me know what you think in the comments down below. I like to test and tune my radials to make sure I get the desired SWR. How that's done is coming in one of my next videos. So make sure you sign up and hit the bell icon so you're not missing out. 7-3.